Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Doc Ed Padama. This time I will be sharing with you public speaking and confidence tips for success in preparation for your final research defense. So public speaking and confidence are very crucial for the success of your final research defense. Here are 8 practical tips that I will be discussing with you to help you stay composed, communicate effectively, and impress your panel. So I know everybody feels nervous about your final research defense. But let me tell you that you are not alone. Many students struggle with public speaking, handling panel questions, and projecting confidence. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you will have all the tools that you need to present with clarity, confidence, and composure. So let's dive right into the best techniques for acing your defense. Our first practical tip is to master your content. What do we mean by mastering your content? Know your research inside and out. Familiarity is the key. Understanding your work, meaning your manuscript, your research, will increase or boost your confidence. Anticipate possible questions from the panel and prepare well-constructed responses. This requires you to practice, 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 and practice. Practice explaining complex concepts in simple, clear language. So confidence starts with knowledge. Confidence starts with knowledge. If you truly understand your study or your research, you'll feel more secure when explaining your study. Now, to better understand what it means to master your content, I will be giving specific tips in order to accomplish the first practical tip. So, how do we do this? Number one is to break your research into key sections. Break your research into key sections. So, what specific sections can you use when you present your research? So, there are specific areas or parts of your research that you're supposed to present, and you have to make sure that you are familiar with each section. That is why you need to specify or to break these sections or this research into sections. Example of these sections are introduction. When you present your research, you have the SOP. If you present it in your or include this in your final research defense presentation, if you are required to present the methodology, then you include that as part of the section. And then the most important part would be the last 3 parts, which is the summary of findings, conclusion, and recommendation. Okay, so this is what we mean by breaking your research into key sections so that you can easily identify and master each part. So that's one. Break your research into key sections. The second, how do we master your content? Number two, prepare simple explanations for complex concepts. Simple, direct, simple and direct explanations or answers for complex concepts. Okay, again, prepare simple and direct explanations or answers for complex concepts will definitely help you master your content. So you really need not only to practice but also to write down. If you cannot remember or if you are not yet familiarized, write down what you need to say. Write down possible questions that might appear or that might be asked during your research defense, and prepare answers for those possible questions. So that is what we mean by preparing simple and direct explanations or answers for complex concepts. The next one, number 3, is to anticipate panel questions. This is what I mentioned earlier. Anticipate possible panel questions. Anticipate panel questions or possible panel questions. There are no standard list of possible research questions that would fit every research defense. The only way that you can prepare is to, again, going back to our first practical tip, is to master your content. So you master your content by preparing possible research questions and preparing answers and simplifying your answers to these particular questions that would or possibly appear in your research defense. In my previous videos, I have already compiled list of possible questions that you can use in order to simulate the third tip, which is to answer or anticipate panel questions and prepare simple answers. So you may refer to my previous videos. Some of them are entitled um, questions commonly asked in research defense, or for my Tagalog videos, the title is usually 20 madalas na tanong sa research defense. Examples of these questions is, why did you choose this method? And then, what motivated you to conduct the study? What particular sampling method did you use and why? So again, these are anticipated panel questions. That does not necessarily mean that they will come out during your panel defense, but it is better that you are prepared so that you are already familiar with these questions just in case they come up during your defense. The next tip that you can use in order to master your content, this is already number 4, is for you to prepare data interpretations. Prepare, make sure that it is on-hand copy of data interpretations. So prepare data interpretations. If part of these key sections require data interpretation, especially the findings of the study, make sure that the data is on hand. Data interpretation is not the table. Data interpretation are the verbal interpretation of the table. Okay, again, let me clarify. Data interpretation are not the actual table in your research, but it is the verbal interpretations of these tables. So again, make sure that you are holding your data interpretations with you during the defense. And aside from that, if you can manage to memorize the interpretations of these data without looking at your paper or your manuscript, that would be definitely better. Okay, going on to our next practical tip, which is rehearse with purpose. So let us just first read, what do we mean by rehearse with purpose? Practice multiple times, not just once, preferably in front of an audience or your classmates or your friends, mentors, or a mirror if you do not have someone with you. Time yourself to make sure that you stay within the allotted time given to you beforehand or before the research. Record your presentation. Video record your presentation to identify areas of improvement. Specific areas of improvement include voice clarity, pacing, fillers like words like and ah. Okay, so that you can already critique yourself if you have a video recording of your presentation. So basically, you need to practice. That is the key word for rehearsing. You need to practice. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Rehearsing also helps you refine your delivery. So how do we do this? So let us now go to that part that we did in the first practical tip, which is how to do it. How do we do rehearse with a purpose? Number one, practice out loud. Number one, practice out loud. So what do we mean by practicing out loud? Do not just read in your head. Do not just read it silently. Do not just read it quietly. Okay? It's not like reading a book where you enjoy what you're reading and you read it in your head. You have to read it aloud. This will also simulate the research defense that you are preparing. Okay? Because in your research defense, you cannot just tell the answer inside your head. You have to read it aloud. That is why you need to practice it in the actual situation. You need to simulate the situation. Therefore, you need to read the answers aloud. So that's the first one. The second is to record yourself and watch for, again, like we mentioned in the definition, look out for fillers like like. Okay? Record yourself. Record yourself. Video record yourself. So you can critique errors and you can improve even without the presence of your friend, your classmate, or your group mate. The next one is to time your presentation. Time your presentation. Again, as presented earlier, this is also crucial because you do not want to be presenting during your final research and you run out of time, and the part that you will be presenting will be the most crucial part, but your time has already run out. So you need to time your presentation to budget and to manage your presentation time. Stay within the allotted time. Okay, again, this one, reminder, make sure you stay within the allotted, given, prescribed time by your research advisor. And the last one, number 4. Okay, do a mock defense. This is different from recording your presentation, your answers, or your uh, actual way of presenting your answers. So, do a mock defense. So what do we mean by do a mock defense? Okay? A mock defense is a simulation of an actual defense. So without knowing what will happen on the actual defense, you can set up with friends simulating panelists and then giving them your friends that are playing the role of panelists, give them possible questions that they will ask you during this mock defense. So do a mock defense with friends or mentors and get feedback. Aside from the panelists, you can also ask your teachers to give you feedback while observing your mock defense. Okay? Before we move on to the next practical tip, let us wrap up this second practical tip, which is rehearse with a purpose, with the reminder that the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Rehearsing also helps you refine your delivery. So going on again to our next practical research tip. Number 3, maintain strong body language. Body language and voice control. Okay? Nonverbal communication is just as important as what you say. Strong posture and controlled gestures make you look confident even if you're nervous. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we maintain strong body language? Let us go through the definition before I give you the specific tips that you can use in order to implement this maintaining strong body language. So, in this particular definition, stand tall if you are presenting face to face. Stand tall with a relaxed posture. Avoid slouching and fidgeting. Fidgeting are unwanted movements, especially of your hand and your feet. Okay? Use natural hand gestures to emphasize points. Do not be staggered. I do not be idle in your movement. Okay? Use your hands when you explain or expound something during your discussion. Maintain eye contact with the panel members instead of reading directly from the slides or directly from your manuscript. Now, how do we do this? How do we maintain strong body language? How to do it? Okay, number one, stand tall, which is already included in the definition. Make sure you emphasize your posture when you are presenting your research defense. Stand tall. Okay? Do not slouch or fidget. So that's basic, but you need to practice. Even it is simple and fundamental, which is standing tall. It is not that easy when you are already in front. Sometimes you forget and you tend to slouch when you forget. So you need to practice. Okay? And then you need someone to observe so that you will be given cues that you are already slouching during your answering of questions in your mock defense. Another is use hand gestures. The use of hand gestures. Hand gestures. Use them naturally. Avoid excessive movements. Excessive use of hand gestures will also degrade and deteriorate and may also distract your panelists from listening to your answers. So use hand gestures naturally based on what you are discussing. Number three is to maintain eye contact. Maintain eye contact. So don't just stare at your slides. Do not be glued on your manuscript, reading directly from the paper or reading directly from the slide. Maintain eye contact with the panel. This signals the panelists that you are prepared and you are well versed and familiar with the content of your research if you establish and maintain eye contact with your panelists. The next one, number four, smile occasionally. Smile. Not all the time. There are parts of your presentation that you do not need to smile. So you smile occasionally. This makes you look more confident and approachable during your research defense. And bonus tip, if you are using a podium face to face, avoid gripping the podium tightly, especially on the sides. It shows, or this particular act shows your nervousness. Now, moving on to our fourth practical tip is to control your voice and pace. Control your voice and speaking pace. Speaking too fast makes you seem nervous. A steady, clear voice commands attention. Speak clearly and at a moderate pace. Do not speak like if somebody is chasing you or you're chasing another schedule. Take your time moderately, but do not speak slowly. Okay, that's another issue that you're supposed to avoid when you are presenting your research. Do not rush. Pause after key points to allow the panel to absorb information that you are presenting. Vary your tone to keep the audience engaged. Monotonous tone used in the research defense presentation is also not advisable. So again, how do we do this? Control of your voice and speaking pace. How to do it? How to do it? Number one is to speak slowly and clearly. Speak slowly and not only slowly, clearly. This slow term refers to the moderate pace of speaking. This is not literally slow. Do not talk fast. Talk moderately, which is slower than fast talking. Okay? And then aside from that, speak clearly. Do not speak like a robot. Speak with emotions. So put dynamic or use dynamic voice in your presentation. Not only the tone but also the volume. You can lower your volume, increase your volume depending on your discussion. So that is what we mean by speaking slowly and clearly. Number two, another is pause after key points. Pause after key points. Again, as mentioned in the definition, this will enable the panel to absorb the point that you want to impart by pausing during these key points. Let the panel absorb the information. Number three, modulate your voice. Modulate your voice. Okay, again, this include not only your tone but also the volume of your voice. Make your voice pleasing to the panel. Do not scare them, do not irritate them with a high-pitched tone, which usually and all the most of the time irritates anyone you are speaking with if that is the tone that you will be using. Okay, usually you are not aware that you are already using this tone because of the adrenaline that you have during the presentation. That is why it is important that you practice so that your friends can observe you and then eventually give you a feedback on what is happening when you are presenting. Okay, so that is number three. Avoid monotone delivery. Number four, practice deep breathing. Practice deep breathing. Practice deep breathing. This is definitely a part of your research presentation. This is to control your nerves before speaking, to avoid mental block, quote unquote. This is the term that they use when they cannot talk anymore, cannot give answers anymore. Practice deep breathing, okay, before speaking. It will help you not only in making your thoughts known, but also in speaking and pushing out the words and ideas that you need to let your panel hear. Okay. And then this is a bonus tip. A slight pause before answering a panel question makes you seem more thoughtful and confident. Before answering a panel question, you pause shortly. This is a short pause, slight pause before answering a panel question, which again, as mentioned, this will make you seem more thoughtful and confident. But just make sure you do not pause for a long time. This will also send a negative signal or message to your panelists if after a long period of time you have not yet given any answers to your panelists. Okay, again, moving on to our next practical tip in preparation for your final research defense, which is tip number 5, managing your nervousness. Let us first read the definition of this part. Take deep breaths before speaking to calm your nerves, which is related to practical tip number 4. Channel your nervous energy into enthusiasm and passion and interest for your research. If you forget a point, pause, take a deep breath, and recover gracefully. Do not panic. So, how do we implement this managing of nervousness? Let us now go again to our part, the how to do it. How do we do this specifically? Number one, before I go to how to do it, it is very natural to feel nervous. Everybody feels nervous, even me. When I present, and if I will be presenting in an international conference or a research conference, I still feel nervous. So it is natural to feel nervous, but how you handle or manage your nervousness will make all the difference. Manage your nervousness. So how do we do this? Number one, as mentioned earlier, deep breathing. Practice deep breathing techniques. Deep breathing techniques. Inhale for 4 seconds. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. And then exhale for 4 seconds. Okay, that's a simple way that you can use in order to practice deep breathing. Number 2, positive self-talk. What do we mean by positive self-talk? So, when we say positive self-talk, instead of I'll mess this up, I will fail, I will not pass, I will not graduate. Instead of saying that, say, I am prepared, I got this, I will be able to defend this. So this is similar to positive thinking. Think positively instead of thinking negatively. Okay, next, number 3. Power poses before your defense. Power pose before your defense. Okay, have you heard of this power pose before your defense? So what do we mean by power poses before defense? So power pose refers to the standing or your posture, the position of your arms. All of this will boost your confidence. So stand firmly. Your stance is included, because if you do not secure your position, your stance, there will be a possibility that if you get confused, you might fall during your defense, physically fall or collapse during your defense. So make sure you secure your stance, stand tall, arms open, put them at the side of the podium if you are having your defense face to face to boost your confidence. So this is what we mean by power poses, the position of your body, your arms, and your feet. Okay, number 4. Number 4. Actually, that's the last one. So you only have 3 specific tips that you can use in order to implement this managing of nervousness. Visualize your success, picture yourself speaking confidently, and answer questions well. Okay, actually we can include that what I mentioned, the last part, you visualize success. Visualize success. Visualize success. Okay, visualize success. Okay, so these are the specific tips that you can use in order to implement the managing of your nervousness during your final research defense. Let us now move on to practical tip number 6. Practical tip number 6 is to engage with the panel. So what do we mean by engaging with the panel? Treat it as a conversation. Treat it as a conversation. Which one? During your research defense, when you present your answers to your panelists, treat this as a conversation, not as a recitation. This will make you uh, feel more confident if you are treating as if you are talking with your panel. Okay, conversing with your panel. This is not an interrogation, which will make you feel more nervous if you think this way, if your mindset is like that. Listen carefully to the questions of the panel and take a moment before answering them. You need to pause. You listen to the question, you need to pause, compose yourself, and then try to organize your thought before answering. If you are unsure about a question, acknowledge it professionally and suggest a possible answer. So, how do we go through this engaging with the panel? Your research defense isn't just about presenting, it is also about defending your work effectively. So, how do we do this? How to do it? How to do it? Number one, listen carefully. Listen carefully. You can effectively engage with the panel if you listen carefully to their questions. This is what I always remind my viewers in my YouTube channel, to make sure that during the defense, you only give answers based on the questions given by the panel. You do not need to expound if the question is logical, which is answerable by yes or no. If you are asked to explain, that is the only time that you need to discuss and expound your answer. This is what we mean by listening carefully to your panel. Listen carefully to each question and do not rush to answer. The next one, take a pause. Pause before answering. Always pause before answering. Pause before answering. This will give you time to compose your thoughts before giving it to your panel. So it is important that you at least take 2 to 3 seconds before responding. And again, another reminder, beyond that, if you take too long of a pause before you answer, that might again send a negative message to your panelists. And they might eventually ask you, are you okay? Do you know the answer? And then nervousness will set in, and then you will be mentally blocked. Okay, again, in order to avoid this, you need to be familiar with the content of your manuscript. Okay, the next one, number 3. If you do not know the answer, sir, please, again, everyone listening, I'll be giving you uh, a phrase that you can use if you are not familiar with the answer to the question given by the panel. So you can use this phrase, that's a great question, sir, ma'am. While my study didn't focus on that specifically, if you can justify that, based on my research, I believe, and then you explain. Okay, again, if you do not know the answer, make sure that you explain it professionally. Explain unanswered questions professionally. So this question may not be answered, or you cannot answer this question, ma'am, sir, because this is not part of my study. And then you need to justify. You may present the scope and limitation of your study so that your panel can be enlightened on this particular part of their question. So answer questions, answer professionally and courteously. Okay? Answer professionally and courteously. Number 4. The next one is keep your answers concise and direct. Keep your answers concise and direct. Concise and direct. Again, I already mentioned earlier, you do not need to over explain if the question is only answerable by yes or no. If it is factual, who are your respondents? The respondents of my study are the students of the grade level of who are taking the subjects blank. Okay? Answer concisely. If you are not asked to explain, then do not explain, especially do not over explain. Okay? On to our seventh practical tip, which is project confidence even if you are nervous. Again, nervousness cannot be removed from the equation of your research defense, but you can manage your nervousness. So again, let's read what we mean by project confidence even if you are nervous. Confidence comes from preparation. Confidence comes from being well prepared. Trust in your research. Trust in your manuscript. Smile occasionally to appear composed and approachable. Avoid unnecessarily apologizing. Avoid apologizing unnecessarily. Sorry if this is not clear. Own your knowledge. Okay? Make sure that you are confident enough confidence to explain that this is the research that you presented and these are the facts that we were able to um, arrive at, and you are presenting the results of these findings. Okay, so that is what we mean by owning your knowledge. So how do we do this? How to do it? How to do it? Number one. Okay, again, study your research deeply. Prepare by studying your research. Study your research deeply. Make sure that you are interested, passionate with your research in order to retain information from your research. This is what we mean by studying your research deeply. Be ready for tough questions. If you are passionate about your research, deeply interested in your research, you will be prepared. You will be ready for tough and complex questions, and definitely you will be able to answer them. So that's number one. Number two, rehearse your answers to common questions out loud. Rehearse is the operant word. Rehearse. Rehearse answers. And again, as mentioned earlier, you need to do this out loud, not just in your mind, but answer questions out loud. Number three, remind yourself. Always remind yourself of what? Remind yourself that you know your research better than anyone in the room. Remind yourself that you are the expert of your study. Again, this is part of positive thinking. I know my research better than anyone in the room. Repeat this to yourself and just back it up. Make sure that you really reviewed and are familiar with the content of your study. So this is what we mean by reminding yourself. Another is smile and appear composed. Smile and appear composed. Again, as mentioned in the definition, smile and be composed. Okay. Your body language will also be a reflection of your preparation. Your body language tells the panel a lot about your confidence. Even if you feel nervous inside, a slight smile, a steady posture will definitely make a huge difference. So this is what we mean by projecting confidence even in the midst of your nervousness during your research defense. Okay, Before we move on to the last practical tip, let me remind everyone that confidence isn't about never feeling nervous or the absence of nervousness. Confidence is not the absence of nervousness. Confidence is about managing your nerves and owning your presentation. With practice, you'll not only sound confident, but you will also feel it too. You will manifest confidence. Okay, going on to our last practical tip, have a strong closing. So what do we mean by having a strong closing? So let's start with the definition and with a clear summary of your key findings and significance. Thank the panel professionally. Example, thank you for your time and insightful questions. I appreciate the opportunity to share my research with you. So how do we specifically do this? How to do it? What are the other tips? How to do it? Okay, number one. Again, before we go on to the specific tips, a strong ending leaves a lasting impression. That is why you need to finish strong. You also need to prepare for your closing or your ending in your research presentation. So number one, summarize your key findings in 1 or 2 sentences. Summarize your key findings specifically in 1 or 2 sentences. Summarize key findings. The panel is already familiar with the details and content of your manuscript. You wrap up by summarizing your key findings in a shorter version. Okay? Then, the second one is thank the panel professionally and sincerely. You smile. Thank the panel professionally and sincerely. If you need to shed a tear because you feel like crying because your defense is already done, by all means you cry if you feel like crying, because that is again a manifestation of your thankfulness to the panel. Okay. Example of closing. Example of a closing phrase. In conclusion, my research highlights, and then you present the main finding and its significance in the what specific field. Thank you for your time and insightful questions. I appreciate the opportunity to share my study with you. This is a very simple line that you can use as an example of your closing. So to conclude our discussion of these practical tips that you can use during your final defense, with preparation, with all the preparation that you have done, confidence, and the right techniques, you can ace your final research defense. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Toked Padama, and drop a comment if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and I hope you were able to take away a lot of ideas that you can use in your research defense. Bye, everyone.